Okay, this video is going to be just a quick one, and it's going to be on some parenting advice. And that is, and I think I've talked with my kids about this individually, but probably not their spouses or anything like that. There's a period of time when the child is young, up until about the age of 12, I would say. At least that's the biblical time when Jesus, that I'm going to show you. But sometime about then. Before that period of time, the child is referred to biblically as being in mother's tent. That comes from Abraham and Isaac and Sarah. The child is in mother's tent. And when the child is in mother's tent, the primary method of instruction is nurturing. That doesn't mean there is no discipline, but the primary method of instruction is nurturing. You can do great harm as a father if you try to reach down into that age and make the primary method of instruction be discipline. At the same time, a child can be harmed in his development, his or her development, if after that 12-year-old about age, if the mother hangs on too long and wants nurturing to continue to be the method of instruction, or be the primary method of instruction, when it should be discipline. Because the child has moved from mother's tent to father's tent. The example of this is in Jesus. They left, they'd been in Jerusalem, they left, they put their little caravan together and left. And they went, I think it's about a day, and they realized that Jesus was not there. And so they rushed back to Jerusalem, and they found Jesus in the temple, listening to the priests and so forth. And Mary, his mother, tried to scold him, and for where were you? Why did you why were you not with us? Why did you not make sure you were with us? And Jesus said, this is the only thing that we know Jesus said up until his ministry began at age 30. He said, did you not know I must be about my Father's business? Okay. Again, that's a clear example of he is moving from mother's tent to father's tent. And Scripture tells us that Jesus learned obedience by the things he suffered. Now, that word suffered could be a lot of different things. But God chastens those he loves. That's a scriptural reference also. So undoubtedly, Jesus was disciplined by the Father. And there is, again, that period of time where the transition happens. And if you don't kind of honor that, if dad reaches down and makes discipline be the primary method of instruction at age 7, and 8 and 9 and 10, then the child is going to be a little more hardened. Or they may revert a whole other way, but that's not the primary method of instruction at that time. And the same is true when mothers want to continue to nurture, but for the purposes of this, I would call it baby the child beyond that time that they should be in her tent. That's not going to be a very good thing because the child needs something different. And again, that's not to say that there is no discipline before age 12. There is. It's just not the primary method. And that's not to say there is no nurturing after 12, because there is. That's just not the primary method of instruction. So, I hope this helps. I love you all.